Hello friends, welcome back to today's video on beam reactions from unit number 2. Beam is a horizontal structural member which carries a transverse load. Beam is supported at the ends on support. The supports may be roller, hinged or fixed. The supports offer the reaction to the beam and these reactions are called as support reactions. These reactions can be obtained by using the three equilibrium conditions. Okay, so now beam is a horizontal structural member. Like here, this is one of the beam. Now, whenever we are considering any type of beam, there will be two important things. The first thing, beam are always supported by the different type of supports at the ends. In the last video we have learned some of the type of supports, that is hinge support, roller support or fixed support. And the second thing is that the beam gets subjected or it carries a transverse type of loads. Now whenever we are considering the different type of supports, at the support there will be acting a reactions. These reactions are called as support reactions, and to determine the values of these support reactions we can use the three different equilibrium conditions, that is summation of fx0, summation of fy0 and summation of moment 0. This is so because whenever we are considering a beam subjected to transverse load and supported by means of support, it is a type of non-concurrent type of force system, and in case of non-concurrent type of force system, for equilibrium three conditions of equilibrium are to be satisfied. So here in this figure different type of beams are shown, supported and loaded. So here in the first figure the beam is supported by the roller support and subjected to this transverse load. Then in the second figure, here again the beam is supported by the roller support and gets subjected to two vertical and one inclined transverse load. Again in the third figure, here a beam is shown which is supported by means of a fixed support. Types of load. So whenever we are considering a transverse load which is carried by the beam, this transverse load is mainly three different types, that is point load or concentrated load, second uniformly distributed load, and third uniformly varying load. So let's see. First is the point load or concentrated load. A load which is concentrated at a point or is acting at a point is called as a point load or concentrated load. Its unit is Newton or kilonewton. For example, here in these two figures, at the end, in the first figure at the end, here fixed support is provided and one vertical load is shown. So this load which is concentrated at single point is called as a point load or concentrated load. Similarly in the second figure also, these two are the vertical load acting at a single point, that is nothing but a point load or concentrated load. Second thing, uniformly distributed load. A load which is distributed uniformly over a length of beam is called as a uniformly distributed load, and the unit of uniformly distributed load is Newton per meter or kilonewton per meter. It can be also said as UDL, a short form that is uniformly distributed load. Now here in this figure a support is shown, and whatever this load shown, square box in which these type of arrows are shown acting in downward direction. So this load we called it as a uniformly distributed load, a load which is uniformly distributed on this span L. And here this is a load which is acting at a single point, that is point load. Similarly in the second figure, here on the whole span L a load is shown which is distributed uniformly, called as a uniformly distributed load. Now uniformly distributed load can also be shown like this symbol, that is can be shown like this way also. This type of load is also called as an uniformly distributed load, and the unit of this load is Newton per meter. Then third is uniformly varying load. A load which varies uniformly is called as uniformly varying load, that is UVL. As shown in figure here, the load at this point, load is 0, and towards the another end the load will be go on increasing uniformly or linearly, and at the another end the load is maximum. So this type of load is called as an uniformly varying load, where the load is get varying uniformly or linearly from one end to the another end, called as an uniformly varying load, or it is also called as an triangular load. Uniformly varying load can also be in terms of a trapezoidal load, where at one end instead of 0 there will be some load value and it will be go on increasing linearly, and at the another end there will be maximum load. So this type of load is also called as an uniformly varying load or trapezoidal load. So uniformly varying load is mainly acting in two different shapes, that is triangular load and like here, and the second is trapezoidal load. Now whenever we want to analyze a problem, all the different type of loads has to be converted into a point load, because when we are considering the conditions of equilibrium, that is summation of fx and summation of fy, the load should be acting at a single point, and as in case of UDL and UVL, the load is acting or varying through the span. Therefore we have to convert this uniformly distributed load UDL and uniformly varying load UVL into an equivalent point load for simplification or for the analysis purpose. Now this UDL or UVL can be converted into point load. Let's see how it is to be done. So UDL can be converted into equivalent point load by multiplying the magnitude of the load by the length on which it is acting. This equivalent load acts at the midpoint of the span on which it is acting. Now let's see here. For example, a 3 meter span beam is given, which is supported by means of these two supports and gets subjected to this uniformly distributed load of 6 kilonewton per meter. Now to convert this uniformly distributed load into this equivalent point load, the value of this equivalent point load is equal to magnitude of the load multiplied by length on which it is acting, that is magnitude of the UDL is 6 and the span on which it is acting is 3. So 6 multiplied by 3, that is nothing but the 18 kilonewton. So UDL can be converted, or UDL of 6 kilonewton per meter acting on 3 meter span can be shown by an equivalent point load of 18 kilonewton, and the location of this equivalent point load is at the midpoint of the span, that is 1.5 meter from one side and 1.5 meter from another side, that, or we can say L by 2, L by 2. Or here also we can say, to more clearly, it is equal to area of the UDL. So it means that, for example, you can see here, this is a rectangular shape, right, and the height of this rectangle is nothing but equal to the intensity of load, that is 6, and the length of this rectangle is nothing but equals to 3. So area is equals to length into width, that is 6 multiplied by 3, which is nothing but 18 kilometer. And the location of this point or the location of the load is always equal to CG point. CG means, now as this is a rectangle, so CG will be acting at a distance of 3 by 2, 3 by 2, that is nothing but 1.5 meter, 1.5 meter. So in this way also we can remember conversion of this UDL into an equivalent point load. So UDL, first of all, whatever the UDL given, show the point load, then the magnitude of that point load is equals to area of the rectangle, that is nothing but 6 multiplied by 3 here, and the location of this point load is equal to CG, so 3 divided by 2, 1.5 meter, 1.5 meter. Similarly, when we want to convert the UVL into an equivalent point load, that is, for example, considering again a 3 meter span and the uniformly varying load of intensity 6 kilonewton per meter. So when you want to convert this into an equivalent point load system, so here a point load is shown and the value of this point load is equal to again area, right? And now the shape of the load is a triangle, so area of the triangle is half of base is 3 meter into height of the triangle is height, intensity of load, that is nothing but 6. So half of into 3 into 6, you get 9 kilonewton. So the value of point load is again equal to area and the location of the load is equal to the CG. So if I want to find out the CG or locate the CG of this triangle, which is somewhere located over here, so from this end, or we can say from point A, it is located at a distance of 2/3, and from point B it is located at a distance of 1/3. So 2/3 L by 3, that is 2 meter, and 1/3 is 1 meter. So this will be located at a 1 meter from end B and at a 2 meter from end A, which is nothing but like this. Always remember, from the 90-degree side you have to consider the 1/3, and from this corner point we have to consider the 2/3. That is, here from here it is 2/3, and from the 90-degree side it is 1/3. So in this way you can convert a UDL or UVL into an equivalent point load. The value or the magnitude of that point load is equal to area of that rectangle or triangle, and the location of that point load is equal to CG of that given load. Now based on this, we are solving some of the numericals to find out the reactions of the beam when it is get subjected to different type of loads and supported by different type of supports. So let's see the first, find the support reactions for the beam loaded and supported as shown in figure. So considering a beam AB at point A, hinge support is there, only a triangle is given, it means this is a hinge type of support, and at point B a triangle with circles, it means a roller support is given, and it is get subjected to a vertical load of 12 kilonewton and inclined load of 10 kilonewton. So now first job is we have to draw the free body diagram. In free body diagram we are replacing these supports by means of the unknown reactions. Now at point A, as it is a hinge support, so at hinge support there are two reactions, a horizontal reaction HA and vertical reaction VA. Initially we can assume any direction. Now if our answer is positive, it means our assumed direction is correct. If our answer is negative, it means our assumed direction is wrong, it is acting in the opposite direction, right? So at A there are two forces HA and HB, and at B, as it is a roller support, so one unknown reactions VB, or you can say RB. Now again a load, now 12 kilonewton given a point load, so no conversion, it is marked directly at point C, 2 meter from point A. Then 10 kilonewton inclined load at point D. So as it is an inclined load, we are resolving this force into horizontal and vertical component. So 10 vertical component is 10 sine of 30 and horizontal is 10 cos of 30, as the angle of inclination is given with respect to x axis. So x component is cos 30 and y component is sin 30. Again the load 10 kilonewton is acting in the downward direction, so vertical component is acting in the downward direction and the another x component is acting towards the left side. Now after completion of free body diagram, here there are total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 forces are given, and all these 6 forces are not intersecting at common point, so it is a non-concurrent type of force system. Applying the conditions of equilibrium are 3: summation of Fx 0, summation of Fy 0 and summation of moment 0. So let's start using the equilibrium condition. First, summation of Fx 0. So horizontal forces HA in the positive x, so positive HA. Then second horizontal force 10 cos 30 in the opposite to positive x, so minus 8.66, so HA is equals to 8.66 kilonewton. We get the first unknown reaction. Then second, summation of Fy is equal to 0, so vertical forces VA vertically upward positive, VB vertically upward positive, then 12 kilonewton vertically downward minus 12 and 10 sin 30, that is 5 vertically downward, so minus 5. So minus 12 minus 5, it is minus 17. So this minus 17 transferred to right hand side, it will be positive 17. So we get VA plus VB equals to plus 17. Then considering the summation of moment, so always we are considering the moment at a point where there are maximum number of unknowns. So at point A 2 unknowns are there, so we are considering summation of moment about point A. Now considering the anti-clockwise movement as a positive over here, so the first force is 12, the vertical force, so perpendicular distance is 2 meter, so 12 into 2, and the nature of the movement is going towards point A as in clockwise direction, so minus 12 into 2. Next is 5 kilonewton, again perpendicular distance from A, it is 2 plus 2, 4 meter, going towards point A in clockwise direction, so minus 5 into 4. Then next, this 8.66, if you extend the line of action, it is passing through the point A, perpendicular distance is 0, so the movement developed because of 8.66 is 0. Next force is VB, so VB or we can say RB, both will be same as only one reaction is there. So VB, perpendicular distance from A, it is 2 plus 2 plus 2, that is 6, and the nature of movement is going in the anti-clockwise direction, so positive, so 6 into RB, that is equal to 0. So solving this equation, we get this VB or RB as a 7.33 kilonewton. Substituting over here, we get VA equals to 9.67 kilonewton. So in this way we have determined the three unknown reactions HA, VA and VB or RB. Now next problem. Two children are standing on a diving board of mass 65 kg. Knowing that the masses of the children at C and at D are 28 kg and 40 kg respectively, determine First, the reaction at point A, and second, the reaction at point B. So here at point A and at point B, two supports are shown, right? And on this divine, at the end of the divine, two children were standing at point C and at point D. The mass of the divine is given as, or self weight of the divine is given as 65 kg, and the mass of the children at point C is 28 kg, and at point D it is given 40 kg. And we have to determine the reactions at the point A and at the point B. Right? Now to solve this problem, our first job is draw the free body diagram. So the first, showing all the forces. At point A, it is seen that hinge support, so two unknown reactions, HA and VA. At point B, roller support, so one unknown reaction, RB. Then at point C, the children is standing, so mass of the children is acting in the vertically downward direction, that is 28 into, now as the mass is given in kg, so converting into Newton, 28 multiplied by 9.81, we get 274.68 Newton. Then at point D, mass of the children is 40, so force will be 40 into 9.81, 392.4. Now we know that the masses of the children are exactly or the acting below their feet, that is at point C and at point D. Similarly, next, the self weight of the divine board is given as a 65 kg. Now the self weight of the divine board is again acting in vertically downward at the CG point. So at point G, G is the CG point of this divine board. So at point G, here the mass or self weight of the divine board is 65 into 9.81, that is 635.65 Newton force is acting. Now after showing all the forces, this is a free body diagram. And now as we are applying the three conditions of equilibrium, summation of Fx 0, summation of Fy 0, summation of movement as a 0. So summation of Fx 0, only one horizontal force, HA equals to 0. Summation of vertical 0, VA upward positive, RB upward positive, VA plus RB, then this minus 635.65 downward, again downward minus 274.68, again downward minus 392.4. So VA plus RB is 1304.73. Then taking summation of movement about point A as a 0, considering again here the clockwise movement as anti-clockwise movement as a positive. So first, RB perpendicular distance is 1.2, nature of movement is anti-clockwise, so RB into 1.2 positive. The next 637.65 perpendicular distance is 1.2 plus 0.48, and the nature of movement is acting in the clockwise direction, so minus. Then again 274.68 perpendicular distance, 1.2 plus 0.48 plus 0.6, 2.28, nature of movement again and clockwise minus, and then similarly 392.4, nature of movement again minus. So now substituting or solving this equation, we get RB as a 2487.162 and VA as a 1182.432 Newton. Now the next problem, determine the support reactions for AB loaded and supported as shown. So here on span AB at A, hinge support is there, at B roller support is there, and span 2 meter is loaded with the UDL of 20 kN per meter. Again the next span 2 meter is loaded with the 40 kN per meter, and at 3 meter at vertical point load of 30 kN is acting. So now draw the free body diagram, releasing the supports by showing the unknown reaction. At A, hinge support, two unknown reactions HA and VA. At B, one unknown reaction VB or RB. Then a 30 kilonewton load at 3 meter, which is shown as it is over here. Next, now these UDL given 20 kilonewton and 40 kilonewton, these we have to convert into a point load. So here, considering up to this a beam AD, the span of the beam AD is given as a 2 meter. So on the span AD we are showing a vertical point load, and the magnitude of this point load is equal to area of the rectangle. Which rectangle? This one. So length is 2 meter and height is intensity of load 20. So 20 into 2 we get the load of 40 kilonewton, and the location will be equal to CG. So the total span is 2 meter. It will be located at 1 and 1 meter. So here 1 meter and here 1 meter. Then next 1 meter 30 kilonewton load is applied. Again in this BE, a load of 40 kilonewton per meter. So again converting this into a point load, the value will be equals to again area of this, height is 40, length is 20. So 40 into 2, 80, and location is again CG point. So the total is 2 meter. CG will be at half 1, 1. So 1 meter, 1 meter. So in this way we have to convert this UDL in terms of a point load. And as we have shown the point load, then next is applying the equilibrium conditions, summation of Fx0, summation of Fy0, and summation of moment 0. So here HA equals to 0, VA plus VB equal to minus 40 minus 30 minus 80, that is 150. Then taking summation of moment about point A as a 0. So here 40 perpendicular distance 1, nature of moment is anti-clockwise in direction, clockwise in direction. So negative minus 40, then 30 perpendicular distance 1 plus 1 plus 1, 30 into 3, again nature of moment clockwise in direction, minus next 80 at a distance of 4 meter, nature of moment clockwise in direction, and then VB perpendicular distance is 5, nature of moment is anti-clockwise in direction, positive. So solving this we get VB as a 90 kilonewton. Substituting in this equation of Fy, we get VA as a 60 kilonewton. Similarly, one more problem, find support reactions for the beam as shown in figure. So here one beam is shown subjected to triangular load. So here again at A, hinge support, releasing it, 2 unknown reactions. At B, roller support, 1 unknown reaction. Now triangular load is converted into equivalent point load. Now point load magnitude 9 kilonewton is equal to area of the triangle. So area of triangle, half, base is 3 meter, height is 6. So half of 3 into 6, 9 kilonewton, and it is acting at a CG point. So CG from A it is located at a 2/3, and from B it is located at a 1/3. So here 2 meter from A and 1 meter from B. Now after completing free body diagram, applying the conditions of equilibrium, summation of Fx is 0, so HA is 0, summation of Fy is 0, so VA plus VB equals to 9, and then summation of moment is 0, so 9 into perpendicular distance 2 meter, nature of moment is clockwise, so minus 9 into 2, and VB perpendicular distance is 3 meter, nature of moment is clockwise, so positive 3 into anti-clockwise 3 into VB. Now solving this, VB is 6 kilonewton and VA equals to 3 kilonewton. So in this way, to find out the reactions at the support, we have to draw first of all the free body diagram, and then after apply the conditions of equilibrium. and whatever the load given, that load we have to convert into equivalent point load. Okay, now you can solve few more problems for the practice as per it is given in the assignments and quiz or from the books. Now in the next video we see the second part of the unit 2, that is friction. Thank you.